One. Hello and welcome. This is the Show Me the Z, our Monday evening op meeting, followed by a little fast start training. We want to welcome everybody, and it's an auspicious time, a momentous time in our history of our company. We just launched. How many of you were on the jam-packed launch call last week with all the new initiatives, promotions? We launched that we'll be in a big canoe and in October. Anybody excited about the cruise? So pretty darn exciting, and we say to everybody, which is the very clear, transparent truth, it will never be this easy and simple to qualify for an all expense paid cruise than it will be on this first Magical Z cruise. So it's going to be amazing. If you aren't aware of that, get with the person that invited you as well. And so what's in store tonight? We're gonna go through the three pillars of Zallevo. Our main presenter will be Mr. Jim Rhodes. I'll be introducing him in a moment, and then we're also going to cover optimal health. We're going to cover the personal growth and development along with the financial vehicle we have, and then we're going to do a little training for you. We're going to be a little redundant because we're going to show you the real life activity of one of our new resources and tools called boards as well. And then we have some announcements for you, and we'll go from there. We do want to acknowledge the fact this is a North American-wide opportunity meeting. A lot of our Canadian friends, along with their guests, are also always welcome here, and we're going to be presenting for our U.S. compadres as well as our neighbors to the north as well, including Puerto Rico. And obviously, any Aussies are always welcome because we're operating in those three countries. So we want to welcome everybody. I'm Robert, here in my office in Granbury, Texas. Been in marketing for over just shy of 30 years now, and it's been a heck of a journey here with Zallevo. The person we're introducing is been immersed in wellness for almost 5 decades. He was a former CEO of a major international nutraceutical company. He's been on, I think Jim, you've lost count now of all the radio and TV and now Zoom sessions and podcast sessions that this man has been a key guest speaker on. He spoke at Harvard a few years ago on what's lacking in our diet, what set up some of the major health challenges. And he is one of our top income earners. He's a servant leader, what's called 3-star. And he is a force to be reckoned with. And he's somebody we love dearly. So Jim, if you could say hi to everybody, I'm going to get our slides going here, my friend.
You bet. Thank you, everyone. And the real VIPs on this line are you. And you're doing what often many people don't do, and that is you're showing up. So kudos to all of you for showing up and wanting to know more about things that could very much bless you, especially in your health journey, as well as your athletic journey, as well as your, to me, the most important journey, brain journey. So I have the privilege of talking about the fundamental thing that makes Zallevo who we are. And Show Me the Z is exactly that. Zallevo stands for, and the Z stands for zenith, and Levo means to lift to its highest point. And that is what Zallevo is all about, lifting a person to their highest potential. And that's me and my daughter on one of our outings as we go annually on a family retreat where there's between 50 and more of us. And one of our favorite things is to take our four-wheelers. And that's what this kind of network marketing can help anyone do, is have those 10, 12 days being with the people you love the most, with a few of the toys at least that make it possible to have even some more fun. And this is what Zallevo does. The 3 pillars, as Robert just mentioned. I'm speaking about the number 1 pillar, which is optimal health, because without it, what do the rest matter? If you're lying in a bed in a hospital or just in your own home and somebody else is, taking care of your needs and you can't, I don't think all the money in the world would matter. And at that point, it's about the quality of our life. And I have a great opportunity tonight to share with you some breakthrough in technology that can put people on a journey that I didn't think possible. And I've been in the health arena, as Robert mentioned, literally coming up on 5 decades. So I think I've seen it all, back from when vitamins and minerals, when you were talking about them, they thought you were from another planet, all the way to being invited to Harvard to talk about that very thing. What is missing in our nutrients today? And why do we have a health crisis that's going on when we have so much abundance around us? What's missing? And I'll address that here in just a moment. So let's hear one of the first stories. I believe this is from Tanya and her experience of before Zallevo and after, and I'll address what the difference was that might have made that difference in her health journey.
Here we go. Lean in. A powerful story. Thank you, Jim.
Discomfort and I were constant companions for a lot of years. When I was about 40, I started jumping off rocks at Cape Disappointment. That's where the mouth of the Columbia River meets the ocean. It's very, very well named. I jumped off of a bunch of rocks with my then 10-year-old, and I blew out my left knee, and they had to put a plate and 8 screws in that knee. And that would come into play later because I did have to have my knees replaced. I had those done 2 years ago. Prior to that, I had gotten so bad that to be able to go any kind of distance, I could function in my home, but to go any significant distance, I was in a wheelchair. And that was how I was mobile for about that last year and a half before I got the knees done. And when they did the surgery, they pulled the plate and the 8 screws, which was great. I had the best physical therapy. I had everything to my advantage. And a year later, I had maxed out on what I could figure out to do with my body because I didn't have the energy. I no longer had the discomfort, which was exciting, but I didn't even have the functionality in my knees that I really wanted to be able to bend, I had ligaments that were still healing, especially in that left leg. I wasn't sure where else to go. I had done everything I knew and been told to do, and I didn't have a path forward that offered me any significant hope that I would be able to recapture any kind of vitality or even overall wellness. And Brandon Broadwater handed me 3 sticks and said, put this in a water bottle and drink it. And I was familiar with 2 of them, but the collagen had been added that year. And I drank it and liked it and thought, okay, nice. And then went about my afternoon and I noticed it was changing what I craved. My body was quiet. And I thought, okay, that's a fluke. And so the next morning I put it in my body and I just listened to my body all day about what it craved, about what it, just how I felt in general. And I had energy. Now, a year and a half later, we're about a year. We're into a year. I go ATVing regularly. I go fishing. I've hiked, and I had the privilege last month to find out my body can run. My sister's French bulldog got away, and we needed to capture her. And I ran, and my body not only liked it, but my knees felt amazing when I got done. And that was a big moment for me to realize how far I had come. And it's only getting better. And I'm so grateful.
Wow.
Discomfort and I were a constant companion.
Go ahead, Jim. You want to summarize that story for us?
You bet. Thank you, Robert, for putting that on, because the potential of all of our bodies is way beyond anything we know. And in my lifetime of teaching in the nutritional arena, from high school to college to being CEO of an international nutritional company, I didn't ever think in my lifetime I would see things like stem cell and molecule sizing and time release enzymes, and probiotics and delivery systems and protein building systems and delivery systems, those sorts of things didn't exist back at the beginning of all of my, and ironically, part of what I was teaching in college was nutrition. And then I got involved with a lot of nutritional things also, but never at the point of where science crossed over with nutrition. And we know that technology doubles every 2 years. Well, that has a lot to do with the science of things, being able to do things that didn't happen before. So there are things in these product lines and these master formulations I'm going to be talking about, just skimming over the tops of some of them, that are phenomenal, that didn't exist before now. And what helped with Tanya is not magic. It is science with nutrition. And Zallevo Labs, which is our next look at, is the reason for that. This lab team built of MDs, DOs, herbalists, nutritionalists, lab techs, PhDs, people who are way ahead, looking, reading, and finding things that are coming out and then adding them to what could happen with nutrition, with over 100 years of combined experience, have absolutely made things that haven't existed before. And if we can go to the next one, their sourcing is part of the secret. They go for the highest quality, the natural. They do little things that it's not just what's in your formulations, it's what's not in, and verifying that the heavy metal is not there from the ground, and that things that would often be allergenic to somebody, all of those things, and that are even kosher. And by doing that, they have built products, again, that have qualities that nothing I've seen in the arena of nutrition for over 48 years have existed. And as we know, again, it's what's not in there as well as what's in there. And there's things like no added sugar, they're gluten-free, soy-free, they're vegan and vegetarian friendly, and we even have a all plant-based meal replacement coming soon, along with bars that will be something we can carry that are full meal replacements. They're non-GMO. That means that they're not genetically modified, that the body doesn't know what to do with, no artificial ingredients. And here's one that you won't see very often, if ever, no preservatives, and yet have a shelf life of 2 to 3 years because of the way that they've been processed. So our master formulations have 3 basic targets. One, fundamental, and that's the black ones. That's things that are base, that are needed on a daily basis, that just support everything. Then we have our targeted, which are in the white. Those are things that, like the collagen 300 that we just heard Tanya talk about, that made such a difference for her mobility, which she probably was at the end of her potential of being able to be mobile. Suddenly you've got the most incredible collagen product that's ever been developed in its sizing, so you have like 95% uptake instead of 5 to 15% uptake because of the molecule sizing. A Dalton 300, which is the circumference of our collagen. And then we have the athletic ones in the red, which I could talk all day about, from the Alpha, which is a pre-workout product that can make it possible for you to have longer stamina and strength and energy to do your personal best. It takes your performance to the next level. It gives you an unfair advantage in any of the sports that you're competing in, truly. And then you've got the build. And build is the one, if you want to build muscle mass, that helps us synthesize new muscle. It has to be added to the Ultra 30, which is the meal replacements, to carry it in. But all of a sudden, you've got the creatine and everything in there from the cleanest sources. So we'll go to our next slide. With all of these 12 different product that you can get. Sometimes it's confusing. You don't know if you should get this or that or whatever. So this company has made it simple. They put it into 5 tracks, 5 simple tracks: sustainable, permanent weight loss. And since now the statistics has just grown, it was 70%, it is now 80% of the United States is considered overweight, with over half being obese, which is life-threatening. 33% of our youth are overweight. So do you think they could find something in that track that could help them? You bet. Our weight loss is amazing. At the same time, while you're dropping weight, you can put on lean body and muscle mass. Number 2, mood balance. And I'm talking about helping with stress at cellular level. Of course, no one in Utah needs that, but if you know anybody in other states, maybe even in Canada, you may have neighbors that need some. Daily energy. Who couldn't take some more of that instead of having that afternoon crash after you've eaten lunch? Sports and fitness. Again, this is to take your potential to the next level because of the ingredients that help with stamina, strength, energy, and just doing your best. And last, which is really important to me, is vitality and wellness. It's not how long I live, and now I'm going to turn 76 on my next birthday, which isn't very far away, but it's how well I live to get to how long I live. That's what's important to me, to be able to walk into a room and remember why I walked in. At my age, it's awesome to be able to prepare for a half marathon. That's really awesome. So we'll start with the foundation. That's the most important of all things. The meals that replace the common meals that we would eat or plated food are called meal replacement, full spectrum. What in the world does full spectrum mean? That means they carry all of the essential amino acids, which is your proteins, which are your building blocks, all the essential fatty acids, which are the essential fats that the body has to have on a daily basis, all of the essential vitamins and all the essential minerals. They're in there. And one of the things that was missing in most of the foods for all my study in all of those years that I've studied the deepest was what was missing in our food groups. And it's the minerals because of the farming practice. When you use pesticides, you kill the microorganisms that live in the soil that change a rock mineral into a water-soluble mineral so the plant can absorb it. And if the plant can't absorb it, it never is in our food. So it doesn't matter how much of the fruits and vegetables we eat, if there's no minerals in there, we never get the whole complete thing we need. And when we need vitamins and minerals on a daily basis, vitamins are useless without their cofactor of minerals, and equal minerals are useless without their cofactor of vitamins. You've got the finest, cleanest protein source here, New Zealand whey protein. You've got 3 sources of minerals, not just a single source, but we're talking 72 ionic minerals and trace minerals, then the 72 red algae minerals and trace minerals, and then an additional 60 ancient sea salt minerals and trace minerals. We've got 3 times and often up to 4 times, because we even have a 4th source in some of the other products. So here are the 4 sources right here. You've got the Z1, 2, 3, and 4, all of which are in our master formulas, Z3 being the fulvic acid minerals and trace minerals, which add an element of helping to cleanse the body of things that don't belong in the individual cells, doing some deep cleansing. So our products are bio absorption technology is what makes, and people ask me this question quite often, what makes Zallevo different from all the good things I already have? And I will tell you, there are some good ones out there. I've been involved with one of them for 18 years prior to Zallevo, 18 years of the best of what they had, but it isn't anything to compare with what this is. And one of them is right here. You need a delivery system. It doesn't matter how much of something you eat. If you can't break it down and then deliver it to where it's needed, it will go in and out the other end unused or at a very low absorption rate. But with the right enzymes, right here is the technology I'm talking about that's breakthrough. A way to get enzymes past the digestive acid of your stomach into the small intestine and then time released to where they're needed to break down the proteins and the fats and then carry them to the individual cells of the body. This kind of technology has not existed before, and this is just a picture of how those enzymes are carried through and then released into the cells where they're needed. Enzymes 13 and enzyme 19. Plant-based, broad-range pH enzymes assist in digestion, nutrient utilization, and uptake clear up to the high 90s, where you're lucky if you take it like a one-a-day vitamin pill that you're going to get 5 to 10% from it, because it has no transport system, where you're getting 95% of what's in your protein meal replacement in that Ultra 30 shake because of that. Now, if you know what I've been taught, and most people really do already understand this, health starts in the gut. If you have a healthy gut, it can break things down correctly, and it can help that digestion process happen so that the nutrients get out to the cells where they're needed. If you have an unhealthy gut, the rest of the organs and glands of the body suffer in malnutrition. Well, we have the finest probiotic ever with 10, count them, 10 different major probiotics in it. The most important ones are in this single capsule that you take once a day to help support the digestive health, cognitive health, all of the following. We've got the second one with 3 more probiotics in it that go specifically after things like visceral fat. Visceral fat becomes deadly, and we have teenagers now with fatty livers. And that was never common before, nor did we have teenagers developing things like diabetes. That used to be an old person's disease, but now it's happening. We have a product that literally you can in real time, especially if you invest in one of these smart scales that measure visceral fat and hydration and all those things within your body. In real time, you can watch your visceral fat come down from these 3 probiotics, 2 of which are scientifically proven to go after specifically visceral fat. So let's hear the second story of a person before Zallevo and with the addition of these products that we're talking about. This will be Tricia and what's happening in her fitness life.
And please pardon the clarity. This is a homemade video, which we love because it's raw and real. So here we go.
It sure is.
Lean in because she has a powerful story to share.
I was on my weight loss journey. I was feeling malnutritioned and just sluggish, needed a gut health like reboot. So that first one is going to be about 1.5 years ago. My whole life I've been overweight, and I've had 4 babies, so they've packed on a lot of weight for me. I started doing some intermittent fasting. You can see the second picture. I started to get very, very thin and malnutritioned. I just wasn't liking the way I was feeling. I wanted to be strong. I'm a very strong, independent woman, and I wanted my body to kind of feel that way as well. I decided to start getting really serious about, wanting to feel strong and have a lot of lean muscle and, look the way that I feel on the inside. I started taking the protein. I just started doing it as a meal replacement and, started feeling a lot better, started feeling more energized, started looking a lot better and feeling in. I also started taking the collagen that has helped drastically with my skin tone and my hair. And I started taking the alpha pre-workout. And as you can see, as you can tell, I like to color my hair a lot. These are all, the timeline, probably about a 6-month.
Yeah.
From when I started taking it, because that third picture is about 2 months ago.
Wow. Well, thank you,
I was
Tricia.
on my way.
She mentioned something about fasting, and that's what we call our burn days. Intermittent fasting creates an opportunity for your body to burn your stored glucose, which has been turned into fat, and then turned back into ketones, and you can burn it, which is actually a higher quality fuel than the glucose. And in as little as 8 hours of that intermittent fasting, our sugar drops enough. By the 8th to 12th hour, we begin to burn ketones. By the 16th hour, we're really now into human growth hormone starts to increase. And by hour 24, we're actually into a reboot situation called autophagy. And autophagy, we'll discuss in just a moment in the next slide, will begin to increase from hour 24 to hour 48 exponentially. And that is literally when you are going after old, broken, and even dangerous cells. Autophagy is where the body targets those dysfunctional cells, breaking them down and recycling some of them if there's something to recycle, or completely replacing them with brand new healthy cells. And that's all the cells of your glands, your organs, your brains, your muscles, your ligaments, your bones, your teeth, everything that you're made out of. It will go to the ones that are the most broken down and regenerate them. You have a living potential of the fountain of youth within you if you can get into autophagy. And our fasting aid called Burn helps us do that. And Burn assists us to detox. What is that? That's to take the impurities out and get rid of them and put in the clean stuff. It supports autophagy like crazy. From hour 24 on, you're doing a major reboot. Supports, of course, going after helping the liver to detox, supports immune health because it's working on the gut with the detox of the colon, the liver, the kidney, the lymph system, the blood system. It's going after all of those things to help get those things out, which will also support a healthy blood sugar level. And a lot of people who have that blood sugar issue. This is a major product, but one of the unique things that has never existed before is if you realize what this one serving, and every hour that you're doing the intermittent fast, every 4 hours, you're going to take a serving of this burn mode. And by doing so, I want you to look down the page there where it says ORAC, 2.8 million, okay? ORAC stands for the oxygen reduction of what we know as oxygen-free radicals. So we have something called oxidative stress, and then we have something that can deal with oxidative stress called an antioxidant, And the antioxidant content of wild blueberries is between 6,000 and 9,000, which a full cup of blueberries is quite a bit. And we consider 6 to 9 good. What do you
Hey, Jim. Hello, Jim. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you hear?
Yeah, we heard what are you, and then you just cut out.
Oh, I'm sorry. Are you hearing me now?
Yes, you're fine now.
Oh, cool. Well, what if you could put in 2.8 million antioxidants instead of just 6 to 9 million every 4 hours? What do you think that's going to do to slow down the oxidative stress of your entire body, every organ, every cell? That's the potential of helping with brain health, skin health, everything that's on that list over there on the left. Reduce oxidative stress, prevents oxidative damage, 10 clinical studies. And what in the world is the active ingredient that gives us something that has never existed in the world? If we go to the next slide, you'll see. Oh, we're going to do fortitude first, and then we'll come back to that oxidative stress. I thought we were going to break that down a bit. Maybe I removed that. Well, nobody needs this product except people who are under stress. But if you're married, maybe you need it. Okay. Stress management, weight management, Fortitude 85, named for the 85 different ingredients that are pure and clean. And they work at cell level to help actually slow down our stress and de-stress the cell, as well as the physical stress from physical as well as the mental. And those 85 ingredients are called adaptogens, many of them, which have the highest ability to go in and de-stress the body. This is a game changer. Collagen 300, we've talked about just a little bit. The uniqueness of the 10 ingredients is that it doesn't only have a collagen that gets in the cell and makes a difference, it has a therapeutic dose ×2. And then it has the actual base ingredient of the nutrients needed for your own body to continue making collagen, which are vitamins A, C, E, biotin, and zinc, and copper. And when they're in there, your own body can actually uptake them and produce more of your own collagen, which will be at the small 300 or less diameter and get in and do a better job. And this is where it's talking about what the difference between the 300 Daltons, which is the measurement of the circumference of our collagen, 300 or less. A pea has a Dalton circumference of 3,000, and that's the average in even expensive collagen that you'll buy at an outlet. Raspberry has 10,000. So you can imagine the difference of the absorption rate is in the high 90s of our collagen, and it's in the 15 to 20% range maximum of the most expensive other types of collagen. That's majorly important. So let's talk.
All right, Jim, you're cutting out again. So you should come back on momentarily. So pardon the tech issues, guys. So we're covering the eVibe. The eVibe comes in the 2 flavors, and it is a natural energy source. Go ahead, Jim, with Drench.
Can you hear me?
Go ahead, Drench. Yeah.
Well, eVibe is an all-natural high, okay? And I love it. It raises your metabolism, and it lasts without a huge bump up and a big drop off at the end, without all of the bad things that exist in most energy drinks. Drench has no stimulant in it at all, and it's a hydration that works at cellular level and puts all of the electrolytes in every cell. It is loaded with electrolytes, and that's what often is missing in our diets. The alpha we mentioned already is the pre-workout. The build, oh my goodness, that one will make muscle definition a reality in most people's lives. Vital Core, can you imagine getting a green drink and a multivitamin all in one? That's exactly what's been loaded into the Vital Core. And we have it in both the plant-based as well as the berry-based. And you can switch those back and forth and talk about phytonutrients. If you're familiar with green drinks, this is loaded with them, getting your multivitamin daily in your drink. MindSync, again, this has been scientifically proven that within 15 minutes of using these capsules, you can start to see and feel a difference in the neurons in the brain. Now, some of us who are older, it might take 20 minutes, but it was scientifically proven out in a double-blind crossover study. So these are the master formulations. Again, there's about 12 different ones here. These are what happens when you put them in your body, the before and the after of our beautiful Jill birth. This is the Hintons, their before and thereafter. This is what it can do with muscle definition, even in our youth, and again, in those who aren't quite as young. Here's a good friend of mine, Jamie, and can you see a difference of the before and after? When 80% of our nation is looking for a way to drop the weight on the left and become the person on the right, do you think this works? Do you know anybody who might can use it? It's going to bless their lives all the way from older to younger, completely changing out our lives. Again, the 5 tracks, real quick. In each track, we have a selection that you can introduce, which is called a collection. Collection number 1 is the least expensive, and it works, and it's good. Collection number 2 is better because you've added one more thing synergistically to take it to a new level. And collection number 3 within that track is the best. It's the finest. Why? Because it's added one more, and synergistically it'll do it faster and more efficiently. And each one of the weight loss, mood balance, daily energy, sports and fitness, vitality and wellness, you have at least 3 selections to choose from. So you start by finding which track makes the most sense for you. And then within that track, make your selection of which collection is going to move the needle. It's guaranteed to work. And if it doesn't, in the first 30 days, move the needle in a positive way, you can actually return it to the company and they'll refund your money. We suggest you may want to get the very best of the best, but the top one, because any one of the things that haven't worked over those first 30 days, you can say, hey, this one wasn't working as well as I had hoped. And again, it is no risk.
Excellent. Thank you, Jim. And
You're
obviously,
welcome.
there's a tremendous amount of science work, stories behind this. And as you said, the whole Global Labs team as well. And the proof is in the pudding, isn't it?
It is totally that.
It's in the real raw stories we have. So love and light, Jim. And let's just shift gears for a moment. Jim, have you experienced a lot of personal development, especially tied to these core values with this company?
Yes, every one of these core values were things that I wanted in my life, and now I have an opportunity to hear them and study them and apply them. That's what's really neat. They're not just on the wall. We talk about them in deep and literally learning ways.
Yes, and we have workshops, we have retreats. Our founder and CEO for many, many years was traveling with had a international personal development, leadership development company. And he mentored and coached and trained literally tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of leaders, just like each of us on this line tonight. So we have that in-house in Zallevo. And speaking of that, it's quite one thing to have the health and the financial security, but it's also quite another to be able to bless other people's lives. So this next story is one of our key founding brand partners. Her name is Kathy Horn. It's a short little story, and she shares some of the reasons why she wasn't quite in a place where she felt totally on purpose and where her passion just could fully blossom, not just herself, but her team. So let's listen to why Kathy aligned with Zallevo and now is so excited as well. Beautiful lady.
I was looking for a company with values I could stand behind. I was looking for a company with a compensation plan where everybody makes money, not just me. I was in another company where I made great money, but none of the people below me did. And now everybody's getting paid. That's fun. I wanted a company I trusted. I trust Zallevo with all that I am, and I wanted a company that was fun. I have gone on 5 trips already. And I've never gone on a trip in 15 years of network marketing with another company. So it's fun. It's an easy business plan that makes sense. Everybody wins. It's core values I can stand behind. And I am home. I am happy. I am content. I am making money and I am home. Thank you, Zallevo.
Wow.
I was looking for a company.
How many of us feel like we're home with Zallevo? So yeah, probably many of you are raising your hands because it is a community built on passion, purpose, and mission. So here are the 4 different ways that you could begin your journey here with Zallevo. One is simply said, I want to love these products. And by the way, if you come in as a customer with our company, you pay the same price. Jim, myself, Kathy, all of us do on the line. We all pay the same price. Okay, so whether you're a customer or a brand partner, it's the same wholesale price for a product line. And then there's customer incentives. There's now customer loyalty programs. You can build up credits. You can refer other customers and get discounts and credits for your own future purchases. So if you're not clear on some of those new incentives and promotions, get with the person that invited you. They could share with you some of our loyalty programs. Company even rewards you for being consistent with your health with a monthly purchase of our products. There's all kinds of ways to incentivize and be rewarded for taking charge of your health and your wellness. And the second way is simply by using our tools. In a moment, we're going to show you one of our new tools, which is so darn easy now to reach out and share your story. Once your friends and family, people that know you, people that see you online, once they see these transformations happening, then people lean in and said, what are you doing? It sounds real and something that I could potentially work for me. You simply share our tools, especially now with our resource, a tool we called the boards. You send them the information, they look it over, and with questions, you yell, run around the house 3 times, and then call your partner, and then we can help coach your individual you just recommended or referred to us. So you can get these beautiful credits here, and then you can also help spread the word and build a group of customers and make money from that, up to 25%, unlike other much smaller percentages with other programs and companies. Or you can build a team with us and impact lives all over the planet of ours. So it's pretty awesome. So be aware if you're on Zallevo that you can actually draw on your screen. We apologize for whoever that was there. I'm sure it was by mistake there. So our team building, our brand partners, we tend to focus on fast tracking. And if you plug in and follow this simple little chart here, where you come in, you become a brand partner, you activate that status, and then we help you find your 3 customers. And then you also share the tools, you share the resources, you do some 3-way calls, maybe calls like this as well. And then you help 3 of your brand partners also find 3 customers. And then you just fast tracked and you become an elite mentor. and then you're on your way to platinum by simply helping these 3 brand partners do the same thing. And then when you help these 3 people, then you become a founder if you're in Canada. And if you're in the US, you become a founder and you become a platinum leader with us, and you can participate in all the additional revenue and all the 14 ways to earn income. This is a US and Canadian opportunity call. So, whether you believe you have friends, family, or connections in Canada or not, you do. There's a truth called the 3 degrees of separation, or even 3 to 6 degrees. And you never know, somebody in your network, friends, family, circle, social network, either directly knows somebody who is a Canadian citizen, or somebody in our immediate circle or network knows somebody else who has a significant network or friendship or trust circle, if you will, in Canada. So it's a very exciting opportunity. Literally just a few weeks ago, we opened up in all the provinces of Canada. If you want to check out and learn more about how you can actually participate as a founder and play in a share pool, if you will, of sharing in 1% of the entire company growth as we grow across the planet over the next few years, then reach out again to invited you to this call tonight. And Jim, many of us on the line love this slide right here, because this is the reflection of the major players, some of the major players in our beautiful profession. And what you're seeing here is the time it took for them to go through the stabilization. They put together the infrastructure, the right leaders, like all of us on this line, finally came together, and then they hit what's called an inflection point. We call this a little hockey stick, especially to our Canadians. And we're about right here in Zallevo land, okay, 5 years into the journey, and we are right at this beautiful inflection point. We are poised for major growth the next few months, the next few years, literally, as we expand our company and step into what's called momentum in this beautiful industry of ours. So timing truly is a key aspect of the entrepreneurial journey, especially the network marketing journey. So world-class products, one of our core values is fun. We have fun, we bless lives, and we make a difference. World-class personal development, all kinds of ways to come in and participate, a comp plan, as Kathy was reminding us earlier, that truly we don't just earn money as leaders, but our people who even play with this and just work it even somewhat consistently can earn the credits and earn money as well. We are a company built on these timeless divine principles and core values. Proven systems, training, tools, and abundance. For our Canadian Z friends, any order this whole month, whether it's one bag of our shake or 1 bottle of our collagen, all the way to our biggest collection, our Transform collections, then the free shipping is free for our Canadian friends in Canada as well. So let me stop my share for a moment here. So how many, every time you see, what we have in front of us, this gift that we have, you get fired up a bit and it excites you, and you see the vision in this company. So if you do not see that, please, we invite you to look closer. And if you don't see it, that's fine too. We respect wherever you are. If you are brand new watching this recording or this live session tonight, our job is to simply invite you and educate you. And then whatever you decide to do with this, we're going to support that. So we're here to help you, and we're here to help you make that happen as well. Let's pause before we do a quick little fast start training. Let's pause here, Jim, and see if there's any questions based on your presentation and how we summed up the personal growth and the comp plan as well. This is the time to raise your digital hand or even your real hand, and we can field some of your key questions tonight. Before we, as you're thinking about that, I'm going to do a count to 3 here in a moment, and let's yell out your thanks and love to our fearless leader, Jim Rhodes, if you will. So here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Thanks so
We
much,
love you,
Jim.
Jim.
Thanks, Jim.
Appreciate
Thank you,
it. You're
Jim.
awesome.
Awesome,
you.
Jim.
Love you.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Woohoo!
Yes,
I
Jim
received that. Thank you.
Jim is a dear mentor and friend to so many of us. All right, so any additional questions that that came to mind there? We can field those for you. We're good to go there. Okay, so as far as we have about what 6 minutes left here. So as far as the fast track training, what I'm going to challenge you to do, wouldn't you agree, Jill? If you want to unmute here, we did a training today. We introduced a resource, a tool, which makes it simplifies the sharing of the story, and anybody from 5 minutes into their journey, or in Jill and Kathy's case 5 years, they could turn around, they can point and click. So Jill, why is the resource we did training on today and launched last week called Boards, why is that such a pivotal resource for us?
Well, as you can see, I have blonde hair, and even the blonde girls can do this. It's super simple. It's really important when someone tells you like what track they want to go down as far as the products are concerned. You have just right there in that button, all the resources that you would need to send them or for products, or even if you decide to start as a brand partner or convert from a customer to a brand partner, we have all of the getting started, everything, the simple sharing system on how to talk to people, how to reach out to people, how to follow up with people, all of it together. So it's super simple, and we're so grateful for the team that has put this this together, with you being at the head of that, Robert, and you and Beth and Kimberly. So thank you for that.
Thank you for that. And by the way, for those unaware of this, Jill is our number one income earner in the company, and her and Kathy were part of that pioneering team to make this all possible. So, and for some of you, this will be redundant. I just want to introduce you and showcase this once again, that between our simple sharing, this is the training module behind our simple, duplicatable, simple sharing training we have with the company. Okay, so when we go here, we basically can learn the training, plug into that training, and then the next one down, this is our system in action, and all the scripts from building rapport to handling objections, how to help people decide which track to run with, which track to start with, how do we ask those questions, what do we say? You can copy and paste from there. And these are our landing pages that you could just turn around, whether you're on your phone, or in this case, as you see, I'm on my computer. You can just simply pull up any of this content. And this is one of my favorite tools in the whole system, because I could send Jill this index page and said, Jill, could you please watch this initial video clip?
Have you ever felt the desire to elevate your life? To take your health to the...
And it's a beautifully done video where it keys up for Jill these questions, how we have 5 tracks.
Mood balance, daily energy, sports and fitness.
So it summarizes what's being offered. Okay.
Exquisite quality. Our teams are passionate and dedicated.
It kind of summarizes some of the things Jim went over. And then it invites
to innovation as they valiantly provide our customers with cutting-edge, life-changing products.
And invites them to take a look, and then they can do their own little tour. All I have to do is put up this little tour for Jill, said, Jill, please watch that top video, and at your timing and your convenience over the next day or so, because I've already said, Jill, I know we're talking Wednesday at 3 o'clock after you get back from the gym. In the meantime, I'm going to invite you again to watch this video and go through some of our beautiful landing pages here, and not just read why they're unique, but also, just like we did tonight. Also, Jill, please, I can't wait to get your takeaway and feedback on some of the stories we have from our buddy in Australia, and to Carol Lee there in the US, and the Jesselyn story. So Jill, I'm so excited and then you can also, Jill, see how you could start, whether you want to start with the weight loss focus, or whether you want to go back here and go back to the index page again. And then you can also say, well, what if Jill is working out a lot and she wants to get really fit? She could simply go to the sports and fitness landing page, and along with the weight loss page, and again, listen to the stories, see why we are unique, and hear some really compelling stories, testimonials, and then also hear how she could start and why our collections make so much sense. So, and just at the push of a button, she could send that on any platform, whether we're texting together, whether we're on Messenger, whether we're on Instagram. It doesn't matter what platform I'm sharing this with Jill on. We could share any of these resources at a push of a button or the click of a mouse on the laptop. And then for level 2, let's say that Jill wants more information about any of the products. We could pull up any of our products with a PDF summary, ingredients, and all the facts, and even all the science. This is like a virtual product catalog right here sitting in boards. And that one is under our product information. There's all your video testimonials. Many of us love to send individual videos about any of our individual products. We can do that right here from this beautiful resource. And all these before and afters you saw tonight, guess what? They're just a click away. And this makes a beautiful follow-up tool. Let's say that Jill and I have talked and she's thinking about it, and I could send her every 2 or 3 days, maybe a little video or maybe a story about a friend. Jill, can't wait. You got to read about Kimberly. She's a beautiful, busy mom at home, and look at her story. So it's just, again, it's simplifying how we all share the story. And the last but not least, you can go in any of these tools here, Transform Challenge events, learn about Canada, learn about Australia, see what's happening on our team and corporate calendar and resources, learn how to use this new resource. And so it's all here under the boards. All right. So I just wanted to do a quick review. I know many of you were on that training earlier today, so thanks for being on there. If you were, that will be posted shortly into boards and also on our team channel. Wow, we covered a lot. So let's pause right here. Let me stop the recording. I know we have a couple of announcements.